Fireworks. What's legal? What's not legal? New Hampshire is a destination state in yet another context. I'm Andrew Myers. This is About the Law. I don't know why that still makes me laugh every time I see that. So fireworks, New Hampshire, what's legal, what isn't? Before we get into this, I just want to say that, you know what? A lot of people like fireworks. Bear in mind, some people don't. Animals and pets don't like them. And also, we have to be really, really, really careful. They should always be used with adult supervision. At the end of the podcast, we'll talk about some serious injuries that can and have happened. But, you know, they are fun. And at certain times of the year, around the holidays, people love to have fireworks. So just be safe by this podcast. We're not encouraging anybody to or not to do anything. But we have a guest who's going to tell us about what is available here in New Hampshire. Megan Kearns from Phantom Fireworks. Welcome.
Hi. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
How are you?
I'm good. Thanks. How are you?
I'm good. Now, one question. I haven't been in a fireworks store for a long, long time. So one question that I have is, what's it like going into a fireworks store? What happens? I know there's some formalities. You can't just walk in like it's a 7-Eleven. Am I right?
Right. So at least I'm only going to speak for Phantom Fireworks. I'm not going to touch on any other fireworks stores, but at least at Phantom Fireworks, it's very different than it was years ago. You know, now anytime you enter any sort of showroom that we have, or if you're going to purchase for any sort of tent, you have to provide identification that verifies that you are of legal age to purchase in that store, specifically in that state. That can come in a variety of forms. You know, you can use your driver's license, which is obviously the most typical. You use non-driver's IDs. Sometimes we use passports. But yes, everybody's age is verified as soon as they walk in the door. If they are not of age, we don't allow them to be in our stores without an adult of that age who will be purchasing.
Okay, so the person has to be 21. I understand that. When you say the person needs a passport or a driver's license, must they have a New Hampshire driver's license, or is it okay to have another state's driver's license?
It can be any valid ID that proves their age over 21 from any state.
Okay. Once a person gets into the store, what are the most popular items? What's available there?
Our most popular items are definitely aerial cakes. Usually are 500 grams, which are more so set aside for your finale pieces. Some people buy exclusively 500 gram cakes just for their whole entire show. But most people tend to gravitate towards those. They like the idea that you light one fuse, you walk away, and it puts on the show for you. There's not really much effort that's put into it. But we sell a lot of different things. But yeah, that would be the most popular.
Okay, later on in our podcast here, I will have a presentation on some slides we'll show about, the law and what's available, what's not. But can you just tell me briefly what is legal and what isn't legal and what's available and what's not available?
Sure. So New Hampshire actually has basically the entire line of fireworks available to consumers now. So that includes everything from mortars to reloadable mortars. We have firecrackers, bottle rockets, smoke items, fountains. I mean, we basically, if you have a consumer firework in mind, New Hampshire is allowed to carry it. There were years where we weren't allowed to sell firecrackers, mortars, things like that, bottle rockets and stuff. But the laws have changed over the years, and now we do have the full line available.
Who is your best customer and who is your worst customer?
I mean, the thing about fireworks is there aren't really many. I can't really say that there are many customers I would deem a worse customer, because fireworks are different than things like groceries or clothes or things that you have to go to a store as an obligation to buy. You know what I mean? Like, people are happy when they walk in because they're excited to spend their money on fireworks. It's something they look forward to. It brings either them delight, or it brings their family together or neighborhood together. So I mean, we have a lot of really happy customers, but it's going to be retail. So we're going to have every once in a while you're going to have somebody who's unhappy. But there's that's the way it goes. But I would say we have like 90% of our customers are happy when they walk in and happy when they walk out.
Do you have some kind of a handout or safety advice or instructions? Do people walk out of the store with any kind of a handout that you have?
Absolutely. So each customer is required to have a safety flyer handed out. We have one that actually goes a little bit beyond what's required by law. And then we, in New Hampshire, at least, we have an insert that instructs customers on how to use reloadable mortars because those became legal in 2011. And then we also have in our aisles and with our salespeople, we have individual handouts for each category of fireworks that we give to the customers that they can take with them on how to use that specific product too. So we try to really preach safety wherever we can. Even our bags are covered with front and back with safety tips on them.
Has anyone actually gone out in the parking lot and tried to start using the fireworks there?
We've been lucky in New Hampshire. No, they've like I said, we've lucked out, and they've taken them where they're supposed to go.
Okay. Last question. There are a lot of fireworks in your store. It's very colorful in there. A lot of different colors. There are a lot of fireworks in there. Is it safe in there?
Excuse me. Yes, it's extremely safe in there. I mean, we have clearly marked exit signs. All of our aisles are clear if anything were to happen, but above and beyond that, I mean, we go out of our way to, during the busy season, we hire, we have security who watches the store. We make sure nobody enters the store with matches, lighters, or cigarettes, anything like that. Anything that could put anybody in the store in danger. We really try to go out of our way to prevent that. So I would say yes. It's just as safe as any other retail store that you would go into.
Megan, thank you. That was my last question. Do you have any parting words, any thoughts that you'd like to share with us today?
Just, come and see us. We'll make sure you have what you need to put on a great show. But most importantly, like we've been talking about, just make sure that you're safe in doing what you're supposed to be doing at the fireworks. And we'll look forward to seeing you.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm now going to go ahead and go through the legalities and what's legal, what's not legal. And I thank you very much, Megan. You're certainly welcome to stay with us if you I know you're busy right now this time of year, but you're welcome to take off. So thank you, Megan. I guess she decided to take off. That's fine. Thank you very much. So now we're going to take a look at what is legal and what is not legal in New Hampshire. Firecrackers and bottle rockets, as she had said earlier, to a certain point were not legal in New Hampshire. They were not on the list of allowable fireworks, but they are now. They were allowed in recent years. What's legal in New Hampshire? Firecrackers, bottle rockets, reloadable mortars, skyrockets, smoke devices. Those are all okay and available in the stores. Also legal in New Hampshire, Roman candles, sparklers, morning glories, helicopters and aerial spinners, cylindrical fountains, cone fountains, ground spinners. I think I said cone fountains twice. So I'm going to fire myself for putting that on the slide twice. Here are things that are not legal in New Hampshire or pretty much anywhere else because they're on the list of prohibited fireworks federally. Cherry bombs, M80s, M100s, M250 and 500s, quarter sticks, and blockbusters. None of those things are legal. Don't expect them in the stores. Now, New Hampshire law, this is about the law, RSA 180-C, and all of the sections after that tell us what is legal, what is not legal. Also, you have to be 21 to purchase fireworks. As mentioned before, younger people are allowed in the stores, but only with an adult. They must be used on the owner's property. If you rent, you must have the landlord's permission. You may not ignite or use fireworks products on a rented property unless you have the landlord's permission. And in New Hampshire, a unique thing about the law, when the legislature said, okay, we're going to allow fireworks, they said, you know what? Some municipalities may or may not go along with it. And so the local towns and cities have the option of saying yes or no. So here's a partial list of at least the larger cities and towns in New Hampshire. Manchester bans fireworks. No fireworks in either Manchester or Nashua, the two largest cities in New Hampshire. Concord, the capital, No local restrictions, so they're okay both in Concord and Derry, beautiful Derry, the fourth largest municipality in New Hampshire in terms of population, allows fireworks. I know you've read and maybe heard something elsewhere, but there are no local restrictions at this time, no ordinance in Derry. Londonderry allows fireworks with a permit. Salem and Hampton both ban fireworks. That's why if you come up Route 93 and go right over the border into Salem, they're not available right there, and one has to drive north to exit 4, 5 to get into Londonderry where they are legal. Hampton has those beautiful fireworks displays in the summer, but personal fireworks are not allowed in Hampton. Portsmouth allows fireworks as long as you have a permit. Dover has banned fireworks. Rochester allows fireworks, but with restrictions. Laconia has no local restrictions, and Hudson has a ban on fireworks. Now, that's only the top towns that we put on our slide. If you live in any other town, the New Hampshire Fire Marshal has a website that lists each and every town in New Hampshire and what the local restrictions are. The next information that we need to get on here is that these fireworks are not allowed in Massachusetts, just not allowed in Massachusetts. In our neighboring states, the laws vary, and I'm going to tell you what they are in just a second. Let me turn to the correct page. In Vermont, sparklers are allowed only. In Maine, the funny thing about Maine is that fireworks, they say, are mostly legal, but they're totally prohibited. In Portland, the largest town, not the capital, but the largest city in Maine, and fireworks are also illegal in many localities, including York, where the beach is. So, in yet another context, New Hampshire is, for better or worse, the destination state. And I would be remiss if I didn't point out that there are a lot of problems with fireworks. According to the United States Product Safety Commission, there were 12,900 fireworks-related injuries in 1 year. The majority of those, 8,700, were between June and mid-July, and there were 8 deaths. So it's encouraged that people take it easy, make sure you have an adult in the area, a responsible adult. No drinking that's not a good idea. And again, animals generally tend to be frightened by fireworks, so bear that in mind. Be mindful of your neighbors. Again, this show is concentrated on what's available and what the law is. We've given you some references for additional materials. And we hope that you enjoy them, if you enjoy them, and that you don't annoy people and pets and animals if you do opt to use the fireworks. And so we hope that this has been informative. We hope that this has been something that has provided some information to you on our YouTube here. Please remember to like and subscribe. If you like this, if you want more informational podcasts, and we hope we can provide some entertainment too, please be certain to like and subscribe to our podcast. And I want to thank you very much for joining us today. Have a good one.
You have been watching About the Law, a production of the law offices of Andrew D. Myers in Methuen, in the Merrimack Valley of Massachusetts, and Derry, New Hampshire. Please give us a like and subscribe. The foregoing is offered for informational purpose only. It is not intended as, nor does it constitute, legal advice. Laws vary widely from state to state. You should rely only on the advice given to you during a personal consultation by a local attorney who is thoroughly familiar with state laws and the area of practice in which your concern lies.